I'm outside the Black Swan. It's a pub in Burlington, fairly typical pub in a strip mall in Burlington, but it's at the center of a big discussion, a big debate going on right now about kids in restaurants and pubs like this, more specifically how they act in those pubs, and should the owners of pubs be allowed to kick parents out when their kids are acting up? Last Thursday, a woman named Catalina says she was at the Black Swan in Burlington with a friend and her 3 children. She says her youngest, a toddler, started crying. She took her outside and calmed her down. She says when she came back in, the owner, Graham Tosh, had brought takeout containers and her bill and asked her to leave. She says she didn't want to cause a scene in front of her kids, so she finished her meal and left.
Black Swan, how can I help you?
Tosh says that's not the case. He says the toddler had been screaming for 8 to 10 minutes. He says he did bring the container and bill, but only because he thought she might want to leave if the girl hadn't calmed down. He did tell her that if the toddler continued to scream, he would have to ask her to leave out of respect for the other 50 people in the bar.
It's a tough industry, you know. It was a no-win situation. You know what? It's not that you want to have anything happening, but there's a lot of patrons in a restaurant, and sometimes the decisions that are made don't always go the way you want to do it, but it has to be done.
Legally, he has the right to do that. But is it the right thing to do?
He was very polite about it. He was not, there was no malicious intent, not at all. He's a very nice guy. So I just feel like it was completely, it's what I would do. Yeah. It's what 90% of people would do if they owned a business.
If it carried on for a length of time, then I think that the restaurant would have a right to be able to say, yeah, this is getting a bit much.
Tosh says Catalina told him that she would go after the pub on social media, and he says since then his ratings on some sites have dropped. It actually has him considering legal action. I had people, rest in peace, Black Swan. I had a few people giving me some death threats, and it gets a little crazy. And I mean, it's almost like, you know, that cowboy justice where you're guilty without any opinion. Nobody even knows what the truth is at that point. So do the negative votes on rating sites have an effect on people when it comes to choosing where they eat?
You got to give everybody a chance. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's times I've read bad reviews and everything else. Say that, okay, fine. But you give it a try, and you find your experiences have been great.
Do you trust the reviews that you'd see online?
I think they're a good thing to kind of look at, but not totally, no.
Now Tosh is hoping to move past this and has even offered an olive branch to Catalina.
Put on our website, and again, you know, I would like to, you know, I'll reach out right now and apologize if she took any offense to what was said. You know, it's not. You know, I don't want to bash it, and again, she's entitled to her opinion.
Now, we spoke to Catalina by phone today to see if she would go on camera and do an interview or even consider coming back down to the pub. She said she won't be coming here anytime soon.